Okay, so we've just left the test centre and we're going down via the City Bypass South route today, following the road ahead here for Edinburgh, which is the second exit. This part of the route, guys, is already on previous videos, so you can have a look at previous videos just to confirm what we're doing. We're turning right here for Edinburgh. So we're turning right, third exit. Okay, so the students use the inner lane here. We should have went round the outside, but we can keep going. We can keep going, and we can signal left to keep on the right hand lane here. And we can stay on the right if we're going to City Bypass South. So that's one option, but normally we would go round the spiral and avoid that inside lane so that you're coming off in the centre lane, and then you would receive your next instructions from there. But in advance we know we're going City Bypass South, so this time we took the right hand side. So we're following the route for City Bypass South. Spiral roundabouts on a previous video as well, and you can have a look at that. So you follow this south, you'll see the middle lane here is also displays city centre and south, but you're better to stay in here, the south one. Now you'll immediately see your lane spiralling into the centre lane and it says west. Now don't worry too much because it does say south and west. So you'll do your mirrors and signal here, but you avoid the left side, you avoid the left lane and you follow just where the car is in front. You really keep it close to the curb on the right. And there's some roadworks ahead. Okay, so we're just going to join some roadworks and we'll start the video back up again when we get near the Fairmile Head roundabouts. So we'll count 3 seconds when this car hits the shadow. 1, 2, so that's 2.5. So we're actually a bit close to the cars in front, so we should really check the mirror, ease off the gas pedal and create the 3 second gap. Now we're saying 3 seconds, it's actually 2 seconds, but we count 3. So when this red, when the truck hits when the blue car now hits the shadow, we should be able to count 3. So 1, 2, 3. So that's a good 3 second gap now between you and the vehicle in front. The sign on your left is your half-mile information for Collington, and we will take a left turn. We'll exit for Collington, I should say, sorry. So I don't know if you remember the routine we use here for the 3 marker, the 2 marker, and 1. I just use mirror signal manoeuvre. So mirror at the 3. When we pass the 2, we can give a signal. And when we pass the 1, we look for the broken white lines to exit. We must not cross the solid line. Just check your mirrors and use the brake here for your speed. Of course we cancel our signal. Make sure you get a good grip of your speed so that we can do a left turn for Collington. So you don't need to change gears at this point, but bringing your speed down more than you think. You can even do your mirrors and signal now, of course. Probably second gear's good. Look to where you're actually going. Nice and tight into the curb. The speed of the new road's there. And if you look to see if it's safe, we can proceed. At the little roundabout here, we're going ahead today, keeping left to do that. But you can turn left here and go into the hotel restaurant up there, Travellers, I think it's, I can't remember what it's called. And do a bay parking in the car park. So you've got to be strict with your speed coming down this is the Dreghorn link, and we're turning right for Oxgangs this time. It's the second exit. Following the road, the speed's not changed, so we're still on the 30. I mean, you've got a cyclist in front of you, get mirrors early and give the cyclist, you know, the same width as the length of the bike, I would say. So at the end of the road, we'll turn right. But there's usually always a break in traffic does happen because of the traffic lights further down the road. It gives us a help. Now we've got a wee bit roadworks coming up here. So for the purposes of this lesson, because it's a bit tight for time, we'll keep going straight and we'll take a left here. But a lot of tests do turn right at this little roundabout and go into the Morrison supermarket and do a bay parking in there and come back out again. And then they follow the road back up here again. And after we do turn right, we're going to come up against a couple of roundabouts that, well, some people have found it complicated. So you can see at the junction here, we're turning right for City Bypass, A720. You look closely always at the end of the road. It gives you the speed here, the new road we're going into. And when you go around the corner here, immediately you'll notice there's two lanes. Now, if the left lane is busy with parked cars, we can use the right hand lane, and if we scan right down and it's clear, you can come back. A lot of sat-navs direct you ahead at this roundabout first exit. Now, after you enter, that's a roundabout. But don't think that the left turn just past it is the first exit. So you need to keep going straight ahead up to the next roundabout. Okay, now when you get past this exit on the left here, we're going straight ahead, of course. You check your right mirror and you signal right, because we're going round the next roundabout and back down, joining the bypass on the other way. So you can keep your signal on. Now it asks for second exit. This exit, this entrance that you can see on the left, yeah, this is not, that's a no entry, so that's not an exit. This is the exit for Pennycook Biggar, but you're taking the next one, take a bit gas and go right over to the grass to the left lane, and then you check your mirrors for a left turn, and then up gears. Okay, so we're going to take the next junction, Barbarian Junction, and we're going to head for city centre, Lanark. Yep, this is alright, but try not to brake too much in the fast route. It's important that you do all your braking in the slip road if it's possible. Now at the end of the road we'll turn right. So it's important that you get in control of the speed. Forget about gears and stuff. I know you're still in 5 and that's good. That's no problem. Just all you need to do is like dip the clutch about now and then you can get the gear you need. It's probably going to be first anyway because you're emerging at this junction. Now we've passed the 30 speed limit sign there. And it's always, you know, advice to use your handbrake when you're waiting. It's always good advice. And we'll take a left turn for Edinburgh West and North. Now officially, the last sign we saw was a 30-mile-an-hour sign.
Yeah.
So when you get round the corner, if you look at the lamppost on the right, which people miss, when they come round the corner here, they go down the dual carriageway at 30 mile an hour, but there is a 40 mile an hour on a little lamppost on the right there. Now at the next traffic lights, I want you to turn right into Harvester's business centre there. So, 2 sets of lights there, and the arrows for ahead are only for the route ahead. You must maintain and obey the signals on the right hand side. You can't even draw ahead. Like some people think you can draw ahead with that arrow, but you cannot. You can't go past the white line until you receive this signal, and then we can proceed. So we're going into this junction, and we're going to turn right just where the bus is there. And speed's 20 mile an hour. This is in the Harvester's area, and it's very common to do a pull up on the right here and reverse back in a straight line. So we can do that. So when it's safe, pull up on the right at a safe place. Okay, so we'll reverse back in a straight line here, please. So keep reasonably close to the curb, using the left shoulder and looking back. And frequently checking your door mirror for your position. And you will come back for at least 2 car lengths. And that'll do you fine there. Okay. Now we can now move off and join the route normally. So just move off when you're ready. Taking care, of course, to look over that left blind spot this time. And you could turn right or left at this junction and go back to the test centre, but we're turning left. Now it's important that when you're turning left here, that you look to the crossing on the left side. It takes your when you actually approach the crossing, as you can see, the gentleman there's trying to cross, but it tends to, because of the junction and giving way to traffic from the right directly, it kind of distracts us from looking at the crossing. And there's been a few mistakes happened there, and believe me. Now we'll take the next road on the right just here. And we're going to be covering emergency stop procedure, and it should only take a few minutes, and then we come back out again. Okay, so we'll end the video here. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in seeing more of these videos, please subscribe, thumbs up, and you'll be noted about any future videos that I put in. So just pull up on the left here.